is Jesse the Pirate, and he's going to do his story.
I have a really tussle about which scene is next. And I'm sure it's mine. It was the day of the great Crossroads action, which is possibly the last mass action of the campaign. And they'd cleared so much. But we'd been there, every step of the way, watching, recording their breaches, locking on, being arrested. At the start of the protest, we'd been called professional protesters. I wish. The only things that worked were the things we'd never tried before. And they only ever worked once. Because after that, the police were onto it. So me and so many others had stayed up countless nights working on strategies and different new things to try. I talked to a friend of mine, ex-Air Force, on comms and teamwork and how do you get this thing to work and how do you get the coordination down there on the ground. We put it into action on this day, in the great Crossroads action, and it was working. We'd held up a bobcat for about an hour, till then the Bulldozer started up and everything, all plans went out the window. It's so hard to think when you've got a bulldozer just flattening internationally recognised and protected habitat and turning grass trees older than our nation into splinters. I found myself separated from the rest of the mass crowd. And there was the bulldozer, with nothing between me and the fence but one lone security guard. I thought, I've got to do something. And it's got to be big, because the media had long since ceased paying attention to us. Protester leaps onto bulldozer. That can get in the newspapers, right? The thing didn't seem to move very fast, and its bucket didn't go that high. As long as there wasn't a tree in it at the time, I'd be alright. Yeah, I've got to do it. So, when the guard's back was turned, I was like, over the fence and sprinting towards the dozer. But the dozer operator, he saw me coming. He lifted up that bucket higher than I'd ever seen it go, and I couldn't reach it. I thought, damn, I haven't got a contingency plan. I put the thing into full speed reverse and I sprinted after. Now I was faster than it was. And I remember gaining on it and seeing the tracks whizzing past. I thought, I could jump onto those and into the... But what if they pinch? I don't want to lose a leg. And then I remembered on the back, I'd seen a handhold. Obviously for servicing or something like that. And I thought I can get to that handhold and then I'll be on the right. And I kept running. I was gaining on the bulldozer. And I turned around to the back of it. But you see, I hadn't come prepared for leaping fences and jumping onto bulldozers. I'd come prepared for linking arms, sitting down and refusing to move. I thought maybe I'd get a move on notice. Yeah, maybe I'd refuse the move on notice and get arrested then. And for that purpose, I was wearing chainmail and dressed as Robin Hood. Chainmail is absolutely awesome for protesting. It adds an extra like 30, 40 kilos to your weight. So when the police come to try and drag you away, it's really hard. And if things get violent, it's actual armour. But it's really not designed for leaping fences and leaping on bulldozers. And certainly not for making 90-degree turns in sand. So I slipped. And immediately 2 police officers, boom, grabbed us up. Fortunately, I remembered the training that we'd been doing and remembered that police have a duty to use minimal force. And the instruction was, just go limp. So I did. And they didn't hurt me. They pulled me to my feet and handcuffed me. I remember seeing that my Robin Hood hat that I'd taken off before I left the fence and stuffed into my belt was still there. I said to the officer who, it turned out, was actually from Sherwood in England. sir, it's rather hot. Would you mind putting my hat on my head? And he pulled it out, put the Robin Hood hat smartly on my head so that I walked past the crowd. I got to shout out, "Barnett is like Prince John and the Sheriff of Rottingham. We must stand up to this corruption." And so I was taken to the cop shop, fingerprinted, mugshot. The officer said, "You protesters always look so happy." That's because we don't believe we've done anything wrong. I got picked up as soon as I got out. You know, about 200 people were arrested during this campaign, and picking people up from the cop shop was something we got down pretty good. I was taken and given food and water and comfort. There was only one thing I needed, and that was to get back there. The protest had all but finished by the time I reached the site. Most of the clearing was finished. But the two arresting officers were still there. And I'll never forget the look on their faces when they saw me, abiding my bail conditions, standing 20 metres from the fence, still protesting. Now, that's the end of that story. I didn't actually achieve anything by that action. The Bulldozer didn't even stop. But collectively, we won. But it wasn't without loss. Next, we're going to hear from Phoebe Cork, who was our head and most amazing watcher and intel provider, who gave us all the information, her and her team, on where they were going to clear as best they could find, and so that we could plan these actions. And she's written a requiem for that most sacred part of the wetlands, the women's area, not far from the birthing tree. Now, some of the pictures you're about to see are of places that were and are no longer. So please, listen with your hearts to Phoebe's requiem.
I mean, requiem's a very, very posh word for a very short thing, but it kind of trying to sum up, I think, what the heartbreak and the anger that we all felt. Thank you. And sorry, it would have been such a high note to go out on, and now I'm going to make you all miserable. Sorry.